I got a call from the Justice Department and authorities in the United Kingdom that I was the target of a criminal investigation. And I knew that if I wanted to change the course of my life, that I would have to face the consequences of these decisions. I was ultimately sentenced to 14 months in prison, returning home in December of 2013. According to the World Economic Forum, there is $5 trillion of global corruption being siphoned off our global economic system. That's about 5% of total global production.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt just to underline that $5 trillion. $5
trillion.
Okay.
And that's up. And traveling around the world 250 days a year for the better part of a decade, understanding that bribery was and still is illegal. There are a number of laws, both here in the US, in the UK, and France, that make all forms of bribery to keep business, to win business, either on your own or through someone else. It's illegal. I understood that. But traveling around in these parts of the world, some that were quite high in corruption risk, due to no one's fault but my own, so there's no ethical spinning here, I started to think, what does the company want? Do they want aggressive commercial forecasts that they set? Or do they want me to abide by global anti-bribery laws? And due to no one's fault but my own, I didn't think I could deliver both, right? That I had to sacrifice integrity to succeed, and took ethics and integrity into my own hands, which starts the corruption chapter of this story. And I engaged in a number of bribery conspiracies to influence the decision-making of public officials, right? And that's against the law. It's also against our values. It's not ethical. And some of these conspiracies, Karen, took place right here in New York, where I'm joining you today, at the United Nations. Some of them took place in the Netherlands. So sometimes we think there are places there are high risk, but we should never think there's a place in the world where there's no risk when it comes to ethical conduct, compliance, and bribery. But the investigators eventually caught up with me, and I got swept up into an investigation into corruption in the United Nations in 2007. So I'm dating myself a little bit. I got a call from the Justice Department and authorities in the United Kingdom that I was the target of a criminal investigation. And not to burn up too much of our introductory time, I immediately faced justice. I didn't want to delay it. I knew that if I wanted to change the course of my life, which brought us together, that I would have to face the consequences of these decisions. So I entered into cooperation agreements in the United States and the United Kingdom, and I was ultimately sentenced to 14 months in prison, returning home in December of 2013.